Welcome aboard to the Omnibus to Miscellanea. I'm Cyber, and I'll be your overseer today. I hope everyone out there is doing well. You know the drill. If you're enjoying the journey, please share us with your friends and family. Your support helps us grow, and we'd be grateful if you could take a moment and rate us 5 stars on Spotify or whichever platform you're listening on. If you are interested in being a part of an episode or getting involved in our upcoming projects, we want to hear from you. Feel free to reach out at projectcyclone.com and show us what you can do. That's projectcyclone.com. projectcyclone.com. Now, without any further ado, let's buckle up and get ready to explore a deadly game of survival hidden under suburban normalcy. Meets a father's desperation for validation. Written by APCleriot. Our next stop, swipe right to fight.
When your children reach a certain age, they attend birthday parties. You must attend them too. The party is not for you or any of the other adults standing around. There are attempts at conversation, but none are productive. Nobody has time to watch TV or sport, and even if they did, nobody has enough energy to want to talk about such trivialities. Our children are 5, and we are their prisoners. We love them. Yes, we do. We love them so much. We give them every ounce of ourselves and drown in guilt when we inevitably fail at playing the perfect parent. We even feel bad as the children scream and wreck the house and whine and laugh and cry, and we're sure this waiting room we have made is an inner circle of hell. The phones come out. We maintain a respectful distance from one another to doomscroll in semi-privacy. I sit against a wall beside a dust bunny wearing fishy cracker crumbs in its hair. Just like my house, but cleaner. I've a whole herd of dust critters, full of worse things than crumbs, grape halves and bits of cheese mostly. Obviously, we parents want the birthday party to end, though we can't say why. The next place will also have obligations and duty, and will pack all the guilt we brought with us today. It makes me angry. I'm a good man, a decent father. I provide for my family. I exercise before they wake up so that I'm strong enough to enthusiastically interact with them. No sitting down with a comforting dust that asks for nothing when I am the focus of my children. There is no outlet for my feelings. No vocabulary for reasonable complaints is given to men. We come off as immature or childish or entitled if we express dismay. Sympathy, if any is given, is brief. We are alone soon enough if we go on beating our chests or not. So it's better to not. We can still appear to meet the stoic ideal that kills us a little more each time we fail and succeed to live up to it. And if you rolled your eyes at these statements, you are a part of the problem. My problem. They serve the cake. The cake is not for us. We sing happy birthday anyway. A 5-year-old boy blows spittle on the candles and the icing. Then the parents go back to slouching, while an exhausted grandmother passes out slices on styrofoam plates. I resume scrolling with my dust bunny. There are always ads in my feeds for dating apps, though I haven't used one in 7 years because I married my last match and had this kid. One of them, however, manages to disturb my bitter fugue state. There's a man punching another man under the word rumbleish. A clever play on words only S.E. Hinton or Coppola fans and users of Plenty of Fish would understand. Then some animated words appear. Swipe right to fight in blood-dripping red letters. Tap to install. I don't tap. I'm sure I didn't. I moved my finger along the screen of my phone, intending to scroll away, dog paddling for dopamine. The Google Play Store opens instead, and there's Rumblewish. It's been downloaded a few thousand times and has a perfect rating score. I installed it without much thought, figuring I was about to play yet another violent video game. Text appears in white Comic Sans, single imperatives delivered in beats like splashing blood on a floor.
Anything goes. Film for cash. Winner takes all. Losers don't get up. No running. Swipe right to fight.
The game loads, and what I see is familiar. A circular map of an area occupies the top left of my screen. It's practically identical to the ones found in Grand Theft Auto. However, after a moment, I realize it's a real map of where I am, and I am a blue dot amongst a cluster of red dots. Other players. There are 4 people playing Rumble Wish on this street alone. I expand the map and see hundreds more have the app in Bridal Veil Lake. A translucent feed provides faces and profiles, including cash earnings and win-loss records. Much like another well-known dating app, I can open myself to messages from others by swiping right, and I can refuse a challenger with a left stroke. I enlarge the map until the house I'm in is represented by a rectangular blue square, seen with a bird's eye view. I'm the blue dot. There's a red dot in this house. I look around at the other sad parents strewn about the living room. Only one, a heavy-set guy who never took off his plaid jacket, stares. I shrug at him, like, what? He taps the edge of his phone and then points at me. I look at my screen. Someone named Big Chew 85 has swiped right on my profile, which I've yet to set up. There's just a gray silhouette where I'm supposed to upload a photo. Big Chew 85, however, has an image, and it's the heavy-played guy, of course. He clears his throat to grab my attention and nods toward the hallway. He wants me to follow, and I do. When we're in the hallway, he tugs me by the forearm to the door leading to the attached double garage. It's strangely intimate, and I feel weird. I've never done this before, I tell him when we're standing by a workbench. No cars are parked here. Plenty of space for whatever.
I know, but trust me, you're gonna like it.
This app is pretty invasive. Shouldn't it at least wait until I've swiped to show me a user's location?
Look, you don't have to do anything you don't want to. There's no pressure. In fact, that's not allowed. Swipe left and we both walk out, and that's that. Okay?
I find I'm nodding. He takes off his plaid jacket before crossing his thick arms. It's obvious I'm not as strong as him. I'm mostly a runner. This guy looks like a wrestler. To go left feels like I'd be letting him down. Now there's an odd thought. Am I so programmed to meet the invisible unknown expectations of a child that I now enter all relationships, even with a stranger, that way? I'm getting angry again, which makes me swipe right on Big Chew 85. Okay, so now... He shrugs at my incredulous look.
What? I missed.
He tries again, lunging like a fencer, and I just barely get out of the way. You fucker!
Anything goes.
There's blood trickling into my left eye. He backs up and grabs a hammer off the workbench without looking. Is this your house?
Yep. It's my son's 5th birthday.
I'm surprised he was hanging out with the miserable visitors. I would have been on my feet the whole time, ensuring I could do no more in the endeavor to hold a perfect party for a daughter that would hardly remember the occasion.
Are you judging me?
What? For what? No? No. With a screwdriver, he gestures to a small camera mounted in the corner.
You see that? It's filming. And when I'm done with you, I'll have a year of my son's post-secondary tuition. 2, if you die.
Die? Big Chew 85 advances as he smiles and nods.
They pay more for that.
2 years? That's at least 10 grand. Or, if it's a good school, much more. I'm pretty sure he's going to try with that hammer first, since he picked it up. Sure enough, he telegraphs a ponderous swing that I easily dodge. I drive my heel into the side of his knee. I took karate when I was 8. The sensei said it only takes a few pounds of force to break it from the side. Big Chew 85 grunts and attempts a limping retreat whilst swinging the hammer defensively. His breath is through his teeth because he doesn't want to scream and alert the party guests to the rumble wishing happening here. I let my eyebrows bounce like, well, anything goes. My smirk irks him into sudden motion. He dives and tackles me, dropping his weapons. Thick, strangling hands are on my throat, and so too, 250-some-odd pounds. I nearly black out. But then the question I keep asking myself, and have asked these past 5 years, comes to the forefront of my semi-conscious thought. Did you do everything for her? Did you give up, give in, and die, instead of paying for university? I don't know where in my lungs I find the oxygen to shout. Big Chew 85 retracts his hands fast.
No, shh, the others.
I pop him in the nose, and it opens like a faucet, spilling blood into my face. I don't close my mouth, and watch the expression of disgust form in his baffled expression as I swallow. He must now know. I will do anything for her. To do otherwise would invite guilt into my already tortured soul. Die, I think at him, as I roll over and retrieve his discarded screwdriver, plunging the Robertson to the hilt in his side. I try, but can't pull it out. He takes the handle and slaps me with his other hand, which only pisses me off. I get up to my feet. He's still on all fours, wincing and looking at me, wondering what I'll do.
You won. I can't get up. Call for help. I'll say I fell. That's how this works.
I smile. I can't see through the blood in my left eye. Okay? I tell him, stalling so he won't scream. I can't let him go. That wouldn't be giving her my all. It's a big garage with a lot of tools. I'll spare you the gruesome details of Big Chew 85's demise, except to add it did not go well or quietly. It was the only time in history a clown was welcome at a birthday party by a guest, even if I didn't actually see him perform. I certainly heard his act, the only thing more distasteful than murder. I put Big Chew 85's pieces into a trash can outside the side door of the garage. I'm not really sure what I should do next. It's my first time, after all. Luckily, Rumblewish has an excellent customer service team. They text some helpful instructions and send someone to remove the body and give me a change of clothes. I take down the camera and clean up in the bathroom and return to the party feeling pretty good. There's $20,000 in my Rumblewish account. I enter my PayPal account information and the money transfers over without hassle. The party ends. My daughter looks tired and ill from too much junk food. I pick her up and hold her close before carrying her to the car. We're driving home when she notices I can't stop smiling, looking at her in the rearview mirror. Daddy's happy, I say. You did something good today. My wife spots the difference in me immediately too, and I tell her everything. As I thought, she's not at all horrified, because the money's there, and Big Chew would have done the same if I hadn't stopped him.
How does it work?
Her question is eager, but I don't know exactly. So, after we put our daughter down for the night, we read more about Rumblewish. We even found the video and aftermath of my fight. I can't watch the latter again. She does, though, and when I look at her, she cups my cheek and whispers into my ear.
You're a good dad.
It's all I've ever wanted. And I'm finally able to cry.
Swipe Right to Fight was written by APCleriot. AP can be found on Reddit at u/APCleriot on Reddit. The narrator was played by Tim Winters. Tim can be found on X as Tim and His Voices, and his website, timwinters.crrd.co. That's timwinters.carrd.co. Big Chew 85 was played by Mike Cotton. Mike can be found on their website, MikeCottonVoice.com. That's MikeCottonVoice.com. Mike can also be found on their IMDb. This episode was composed by Ethan Caldwell. Ethan can be found on YouTube at Chunky Chicano. That's CHUNKYCHICANO on YouTube. This episode was edited by Cy Nelson, who can be found on Reddit at Cy_Cyclone and on Instagram at Cyber_Cyclone. The producers for this episode were Cy Nelson and Teddy BBBear, who can be found on Instagram at TDY_BBBear, and Connor Shank. Connor can be found on LinkedIn as Connor, CONNOR, Shank, SCHENK, or on Twitter at Daku_Daka. That's DAKU_DAKKA. All links and credits can be found in the description. And as for our bus, we can always find a stop on the corner between somewhere and nowhere. Thanks for listening. Stay safe. Stay cozy. We hope to see you soon.